To me, they're friendly creatures. Why do some people like Chihuahuas and some people like Great Danes and some people hate cats? And I guess you'd have to call me a chicken lover. I like them all. Many towns will allow small flocks of chickens.
Yeah. Now, chickens usually go for the eye. So, ordinarily you wouldn't really look a chicken in the eye because they'll peck at your eye. So I didn't ask for chickens, but friends of mine had a friend come over and she had 2 chicks and she said, I'm not taking these chicks home. So then we had a family meeting whether we wanted chickens. And so it was 3 to 1 that we wanted chickens. And
who was the one against?
The one that had to build the coop.
Uh-huh.
She's a pretty girl. Look at that. Look at how pretty you look. Look at how pretty you look. Yeah, you look so pretty. So she is. She's a good chicken. They're all good chickens. They're very soothing. Very, they came at a good time. My dad had a illness, and I feel like God used the chickens to help me deal with things. Snowflake lays green, blue eggs. I forget what Vienna's eggs look like because she hasn't laid them in so long. Good girl, Vienna. Some breeds are broody, and that's what Vienna does. She's broody. So what she did after a year or 2, she once a month would sit on the wooden eggs and sit on them and pick all her fur out and think that they were going to be hatched.
Your typical brown hen more likes to just scuff in the yard and be normal, but Cochins tend to be more broody. We had one, but we think it got taken out by a fox. Goldie, she was my first showbird. Then I got into this Old English game millefleur, which just crowed in there, and they're like one of the hardest breeds to show. Every feather has to be perfect. And on the Araucana, it has to have no tail and 2 tufts. It almost looks like you just glued the feathers to the cheek of the bird, and it's like 2 tufts. I have one, but only has 1 tuft coming out of it. So I showed it once. It only got 3rd place in the show. She's Henny Penny. She comes when you call her. She's in there. I got a grand champion for that big rooster you saw. He wins grand champion all the time.
The Rhode Island Red Rooster win this year at the Washington County Fair? Is that the biggest show of the year for you?
No, we go to the big, we don't just go to fairs. We go to the big, proper chicken shows, too. Come. Good girl. This is my Araucana. She's a good girl.
She seems to be sort of like, yeah.
Oh,
and there's a clock. There it goes.
See how wet it is. Take it out, Kendra.
No. It's wet.
Yeah, it's wet. See how warm it is.
No thanks.
I know in New York City you can have as many chickens as you want that you can keep clean. In Providence, a lot of the people who come from other countries think they're great because it reminds them of their home, where they're from, and they love it. One of my chickens went next door and went in the door of the apartment building and started laying eggs in there, which are perfectly good eggs, but they yelled at me and told me to keep my stupid chickens over in my yard, and I was kind of thinking it was sort of funny because they were getting free eggs. But they were like really disgusted. A lot of people don't like nature.
So what's the opposition to chickens? I mean, what would stand in the way?
I would not want anyone to be killing animals in their yard, so if you wouldn't want anyone to have a chicken for food. That would just be really disgusting. Have people chopping other animals' heads off next door to your house. That would be so disgusting. Yeah.
Every kid on a farm 100 years or 50 years ago knew how to kill a chicken and pluck the feathers. You'd dip them in scalding water or semi-scalding water and pull the feathers off. But modern generations of people, this is repulsive to them. It takes a different mindset. To me, I was brought up in a different era, and of course I taught this kind of thing. I could teach it today, but I don't think there'd be very many people interested. The people are reluctant to kill the bird. It's been in their backyard for a while, and they know them by name probably. They're no longer real animals, they're friends, and you don't kill friends.